Hey, what's going on, people? Sheepdog here. Want to thank the 39 people that saw my first video. It's kind of odd. I got well over 2,000 friends on Facebook, and I plastered it all over the place, and only 39 people saw it, and I think 3 of them may have been me. Anyhow, I posted that I was in a fairly good mood, and said that I feel like another liberal beatdown is coming on, and well, it's true. It's time for another liberal beatdown. And today's poor sap of a chew toy that I'm going to use is Nazi Pig-Nosey. I'm sorry, Nancy Pelosi. This Democratic liberal ass is calling these assault magazines. Have you ever taken one of these things, filled it up, and then beaten the living shit out of somebody with it? I haven't. I can tell you that. Not to say that it couldn't be done, but now that'd be a waste of a damn good magazine, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe she's talking about ones like these. I don't think I'd really want to take a magazine filled with 45 ACP out of my firearm and beat somebody to death with it. I mean, hell, I'd be losing a lot of ammo if I tried to do that. Anyhow, this moron goes to say, while she was on the on MSNBC's Andrea Mitchell show, and I'm going to quote her here. And God, just looking at her picture makes me want to vomit. Can you believe that that woman's actually married? Her husband's got to have a case of permanent limp dick. Actually, I don't think it's permanent limp dick. It's got to be whiskey dick. Because if I was married to that frickin' thing, and I had to wake up to that every morning, I'd be getting my ass drunk every frickin' day. I digress. God, she's ugly. She goes on to tell Andrea Mitchell, which this doesn't surprise me, another liberal, can we say liberal media propagation here. And mind you, I'm quoting Nancy Pig-Nosey. How does something like this happen? Well, it's easy, Nazi. When you have let people like you have let the ACLU run rampant in supposedly protecting everybody's rights, you have allowed them to essentially take those who should be institutionalized or should be under forced mental treatments to just roam the streets, let them run wild, you know. And that's how we end up with this problem. It's not a gun. It's not a magazine. It's the simple fact that morons like you have chosen to allow people who have already been diagnosed with mental problems. You've allowed them to run rampant around our streets, unchecked. And I'm not saying that just because they have mental issues that they're not a human being. They are. We need to treat them as such. But at the same time, if you have a medical professional that says that this individual potentially or has a very good or moderate risk of becoming violent, I'm sorry, then it's your guys' fault for defunding the mental health care that we had. I used to live, I don't know, probably 10, 15 miles away from a mental institution. And the ones that were harmless, you know, they walked around the campus and whatnot. There was no fences or anything like that. And the ones that had violent tendencies, well, their asses were kept locked the hell up, like you should be. But boy, all of a sudden, you know, the Democratic parties get a hold of the purse strings, and all these places close down. And what do they do with these people? These people that don't have families, they don't have any place to go. They quite literally push them out the door and lock it behind them. They shut off their lights at the end of the day, they close down the facilities, and everybody else goes and finds new jobs. Brilliant fucking maneuver. Anyhow, she goes on to say, because a person with impaired judgment had access to firepower that should have been outlawed. No, the firepower should not have been outlawed. The individual's ass should have been locked up and kept inside of a padded room. But no, again, because of idiots like you, he was allowed to roam the streets. Continuing, she says, there is no reason why these assault magazines... Wait a second, hold on. I've got an assault Coke. Can we start calling this an assault pop bottle? How about an assault cell phone? There's no reason why these assault magazines, and that's what they are, we've got to call them what they are, assault magazines. You aren't even allowed to have that on a hunting gun in California, which has 3 shots. Nancy, you're a moron. It's a sporting rifle. In fact, it is the #1 sporting rifle in the United States. It's not just a hunting rifle. It's used for sporting purposes. There are shooting competitions, you know, that do involve an AR platform, which is, again, like I said, the most popular. And she's just, I don't know. In this article it says, what the heck is an assault magazine? Are people with AR-15s and AK-47s now throwing their fully loaded magazines at people? I'll tell you what, there ain't no idiot out there that's worth the loss of one good magazine. I'm sorry. I'm hoping to God that you folks out there watching this find this just as asinine as I do. You know, this is so beyond and over. It isn't funny. These are the type of people that want to get this type of legislation enacted, but yet they don't read, they don't understand. I mean, after all, this is the same woman that said in order to pass the Obama health care bill, we had to pass it to see what was in it. Sorry, Nancy, you're supposed to see what's in it before you pass it. But again, this is your ultra-liberal, you know, Ivy League educated politician. Not a statesman, a politician. And God, she's ugly. Mr. Pelosi, I feel so bad for you. If you're just as big an ultra-liberal hypocrite as your wife is, God bless you with whatever comes your way. You know what, Nancy, go give yourself a live Botox injection. Please, just for shits, grins, and giggles. America could use a good laugh. Especially in these dire times. But anyhow, just to clarify things, Noah Webster, the Webster's Dictionary, the term assault is defined as 1. An attack or violent onset, whether by an individual, a company, or an army. An assault by private persons may be with or without weapons, as assault by an army is a violent hostile attack, and when made upon a fort or fortified place is called a storm, as opposed to sap or siege. 2. An attack by hostile words or measures, as an assault upon the prerogatives of a prince or upon a constitution of government. Oh, Jesus, Nancy, you're assaulting our rights. So why don't we ban morons like you? Sounds fair to me. I don't really need to keep going on. I mean, we all know that you can use anything for an assault: a baseball bat, a knife, a spoon, a kid's tricycle, a car, anything you wanted to. A wiffle bat. You can use anything you want to assault somebody. I think what we ought to do is, from now on, every time we make a post or something like that, every time we describe something, like you're grilling a steak, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm outside, you know, cooking steaks on the grill," say you're charbroiling steaks on an assault grill. Just use the word assault on everything. I mean, that's what these morons want to do, so why don't we start doing it too? You know, sounds good to me. But in closing, I'm going to get done with this little rant and rave because I don't really feel like looking at this pig's face anymore. Oh, God. I mean, hell, I know I'm not the prettiest horse in the herd, but shit, she makes me look gorgeous. You know, if that, at her age, if that woman's skin got any tighter, she'd look just like a skeleton. I'm willing to bet you a drill instructor could probably bounce a 50-cent piece off of her cheek. God, she's ugly. But anyhow, one of the things I'm going to start doing from now on, as often as I can, is the small businesses that I have dealt with, I'm going to try and highlight them. I'm in no way being paid for an endorsement or anything like that, but I would like to do what I can to help them get business. And today's business is one that I've dealt with before, and I really like them. It is a company called X-Tactical. You can go to their website, which is xtactical.us. In fact, I'll put their commercial on at the end of my video. I talked with the owner, Adam Hart. Damn good guy. Did everything he could to make sure my order was right and stayed in constant contact with me. And I'll tell you what, that means a lot to somebody like me, because when I buy something from somebody, especially if they're not right in my very hometown, if I don't hear anything for 2 weeks from somebody, I start to get a little nervous. Adam, he was right on the ball. So anyhow, this is Sheepdog signing out. Watch the X-Tactical commercial at the end of my video, and go and give him a look. You know, doesn't hurt to look. In fact, I'm wearing one of their shirts right now. You know, let's see if I can get the back in here. See? And again, I'm not getting paid for this, but I've done business with them, and I'm damn happy with them. It's a company that started up not too long ago, but I'll tell you what, for as small as they are, they're doing pretty damn good, and they've done right by me in my book. So, watch the commercial. Give them a visit. If you have any questions, talk to Adam. Tell him Sheepdog sent you. Sheepdog out.